A bold declaration after the Nationals' leadership spill.
This is about now back to business. The shenanigans are over.
Proving to be little more than wishful thinking, the Deputy Leader back to business, hosting a drought roundtable in Canberra. But 3 days after Barnaby Joyce's failed tilt at the party's top job, he's again threatening to wreak havoc by crossing the floor with his national supporters to defeat his own government's legislation. The Australian reporting Mr Joyce warned the Prime Minister such a move would be revenge for excluding his backers from the ministerial reshuffle.
And I have no doubt that that sort of decision would never be exercised in a way that would be anything other than based on a very important point of principle on policy.
Barnaby crossed the floor, I think, 28 times as a senator. It's hardly news he's thinking about his options at some point in the future. You've got to have a bit of legislation to worry about.
The former Nationals leader could hold the balance of power in the lower house alongside George Christensen and Llew O'Brien. But despite his history of crossing the floor in the Howard government, one senior minister is confident those days are behind him.
I don't believe that that's what will happen.
Well, the coalition are a mess. That's the truth. The coalition are divided.
Labor, meanwhile, has a new target in its pursuit of the Energy Minister over the doctored document saga, calling into question the independence of the AFP for closing its investigation, and backed up by the target of Angus Taylor's attack, the Sydney Lord Mayor.
There are certain things they go after, like journalists who might be, writing stories that the government's not happy about. And not going after ministers.
I'm very concerned about the influence of this government over the independence of many agencies, including the AFP.
Peter Dutton says it's a case of sour grapes for Labor and their failed police referral. While there's little doubt the documents used to attack Clover Moore were altered in some form, the AFP concluded there was no evidence Angus Taylor himself falsified the information.
I think it should be called out. I think they should apologise.
That won't be coming from Labor anytime soon.
It is very clear that this is a fraudulent document. The people who provided that document know where they got it from. The Prime Minister needs to ask Angus Taylor where it came from.
Eliza Edwards, Sky News, Canberra.